The Lions beat the Ravens in Baltimore 38-30. It has been quite the turnaround for the Detroit Lions, who after week one, they lose to the Packers. Everyone is asking if they've regressed. Everyone is asking if their window is closed. Everyone is asking what they are without Ben Johnson. And now they have answered those questions by scoring 90 points in their last two games. 52 against the Bears last week, 38 against the Ravens last night. They are 2-1. The Ravens are 1-2. It's as entertaining of a Monday Night Football game as we've had in some time, and it's very nice considering next week we get the doozy of a doubleheader of Jets-Dolphins and Bengals-Broncos. Ooh.
Somebody's got to win.
You know, they kind of had to do that because we have one of the most epic football weekends of the week. Like, the college slate on Saturday is, dare I say, one of the greatest of all time. That feels a little hyperbolic, but it's a really good slate of college games. And then Sunday, you start bright and early with the Ireland game, so that's fun. So yes, by the time you get to Monday night, it's like, ooh, do I really need to watch Jets-Dolphins? I'm not sure about that. But considering we got like a banger last night, it was very nice. The game was 28-24 with 8.5 minutes to go. And that is when Derrick Henry fumbled the football again. I do not know he does not know what is happening with him, because it's not like Derrick Henry has a perennial case of the dropsies. Like, you don't think Derrick Henry fumbling McFumbler. He usually takes care of the football pretty darn well, but he now has 3 fumbles through 3 weeks. And he had the fumble in the game against the Bills, which turned the tide. And he has the fumble last night, and the Lions ended up getting a field goal off of it that put them up 7. But it's just not who he's been as a player. Like, he had 3 fumbles last season on 325 carries. In 2023, he had 0 fumbles. In 10 seasons, he's had more than 3 fumbles just twice. So he's trying to fix it. He was really mad on the sidelines. He threw his helmet, threw himself onto the bench, had a little crash out. I was like, I'd crash out too.
Hold on to the football.
And also
like,
that.
Tuck that ball up and tight. Keep it. What a game by Hutchinson, right? Like, what a game. What a play.
What a man.
Hey, listen, you said it, and I'm not going to disagree with it. Oh, boy. Love it when he pops up on the screen in the State Farm commercial. But that play really sealed the game for the Lions. The Ravens are an explosive offense. The Ravens had done some good things, particularly in the middle of the field with Mark Andrews and other tight ends, where they were like,
surprising.
Listen, it seemed like the Lions defensively on passing plays were like, yo, we're going to get pressure on Lamar, and then we're just not going to let him throw the ball deep. They're going to have to throw it underneath and dink and dunk their way down the field. And Lamar Jackson, to his credit, was able to do that. And Andrews, to his credit, caught the ball, held on to the ball, got some yards after the catch, scored a touchdown as well. Like, he is a walking mismatch. He is a really good tight end. If we forget about what happened last year in the postseason with the drops and the fumble against the Bills. So that was going to work. So I'm not sure if I don't want to say the Ravens were going to score, but I think there was a good chance that the Ravens drive down that field and score. And Aidan just got up and made a tremendous play on the football. Derrick Henry's got to do a better job of tucking it and keeping it tight to his body. It's very clear he's got a case of the fumbles, of fumbleitis, if you will. Acetaminophen don't work on that.
Tylenol does nothing on fumbleitis.
It does not at all. So they've got to, but he's still.
Does Tylenol cause fumbleitis? We don't know these days.
We'd have to ask the professionals. What does that do? What's his name? Kennedy? What does he think about fumbleitis and Tylenol's role?
Fumbleitis, one of the trickiest diseases.
Autism aside, I would absolutely be willing to ban Tylenol if it caused fumbleitis.
Pharmacy school, CJ.
I would absolutely ban Tylenol if it caused fumbleitis. Right? Because I can't be
out of pharmacy school twice. But he would tell you.
I know some things about acetaminophen and NSAIDs, those types of drugs, those OTCs. I did well in my OTC class. It wasn't the OTCs that got your boy. OTC, I got to be an OTC, you know me? I think. Yes, you know me. Yeah, but like he's still, if he can get through the line and get a hit of steam, square the shoulders and go forward, Derrick Henry is still a really, really good running back. The thing that the Lions did a good job of is not letting him square his shoulders and go forward. They caught him as he's running sideways. They caught him before he could get going real good on everything except for that touchdown run in the first quarter.
And Derrick Henry's fumble was definitely a turning point, but far from the only reason the Ravens lose that game. Lamar Jackson was sacked 7 times. Meanwhile, as Mina Kimes pointed out, There is no pass rush for the Ravens this season. Last season, the Ravens defense was second league-wide in rushing success rate. This year, they're 32nd. Like, they have a couple of injuries that they're dealing with, but that does not change the fact that they cannot get to the quarterback and make him uncomfortable. And we saw it against Josh Allen, saw it last night against Jared Goff.
They have two pretty big injuries on that side of the ball, Van Noy, and why am I blanking on the Namdi? Namdi as well.
Yeah. So that's something that they have struggled with. I had, you know me, I always take it too far. Had a wild thought last night. Is Dan Campbell one of the greatest artists of all time? Is he up there with Michelangelo, with Raphael, with Picasso? Because his creativity is off the charts. Just art on the football field. I do genuinely enjoy just watching the wrinkles that they come up with. That 4th and 1 from the goal line where it's the little double pitch with Gibbs and St. Brown. And Jahmyr Gibbs said that they've had that in their playbook for 3 years, and yet that was the first time that they ran it in a game last night. You look at the play call on 4th and 2 from their own 49, late in the game, the decision, he's always going to go for it. He trusts his players, puts them in the right position. The players trust him. But that throw from Jared Goff to St. Brown was the perfection. And then from there you go with the David Montgomery game icer, just a 31-yard run. And the run game for the Lions is exquisite. I know you have had your conflictions with Dan Campbell over the years, but you have to love how they tote the tater. You are a tater-toter lover. And that team runs the hell out of the ball.
Not conflictions. I, for whatever reason, do not like them. And you're right. They tote the tater real well. Early in that game, I was like, oh, why are the Lions getting pushed around so much up front early in that game? I'd say the first, 2.5, maybe 2 2/3 of the game. The Ravens were in the backfield constantly on run plays. I couldn't tell if that was by design to create some alleys for Gibbs and for Montgomery, who hit the hole about as hard as any two running backs in the NFL. I couldn't tell if that was what was going on there or what, but the Ravens were routinely in the backfield, and then about the 3-minute mark of the third quarter, all that shit stopped. Mm-hmm. And the Lions were pushing those dudes around on the front. And now you've got two backs in Montgomery especially, and Gibbs, who hit the hole as hard as any two running backs in the NFL. Now, instead of hitting the hole and the hole is pushed back maybe a yard or a half yard or two, now the hole is 3 yards down the field. And it's like, oh no, baby. Oh, gosh, this Ravens defense is beginning to break on us in real time. And then you look up and you're seeing them gash the Ravens front seven for big-time chunk yards. And like you said, Montgomery had that touchdown run as well. That offensive line is just really, really good. Penei Sewell is just really, really good. Those running backs are great. And then all you got to do if you're Goff is make 3 or 4 throws a game. Mm-hmm. Just make 3 or 4. Like, oh my gosh, did you see that throw? It's not every single throw doesn't need to be, oh my gosh, did you see that throw? He had that bucket throw on the 4th down to St. Brown. He had that touchdown throw. St. Brown ran a great route, leaving him enough space on the sideline to be able to drop it in there and still be in bounds. So that was 2 of them. And I can't think of another just, oh my gosh, did you see that throw from Jared Goff? It was very much hey, here's a throw that everybody makes. Here's another throw that everybody makes. Here's a good read throw. And then there was 2 throws that he had to make that he made, and he can get away with only needing to do that twice because that offensive line is so good and those running backs are tremendous.
And he played mistake-free football. Like, that's what you need in that situation. Just
turnovers?
Don't mess it up. No turnovers.
No turnovers.
No turnovers for the Lions as a team last night. And ground game-wise, they outgained the Ravens on the ground 224-85.
No turnovers. And where was I going with this? I forget. Oh, no sacks either, correct?
Yes.
Like that Ravens front could not get sacks on and true pressure on Jared Goff. It was a clean pocket for most of the game. I think that at halftime, if I remember correctly, Lamar and Goff had combined for just 4 incompletions so far on the game. It's hard scoring in the red zone when the field shrinks. That play that you described that the Lions ran, the reverse option. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it was it supposed to be a pitch? It looked option-ish to me. Either way it goes, that's a great play design. We've seen the field shrink. We know the field shrinks down there in the red zone. So they scored on their short field red zone opportunity. The Ravens earlier in the game just could not hammer the ball into the end zone, end up turning it over on downs. And then the Lions just drive down the field from 98 or whatever, 98 yards to get the score. Really impressive.
And the right play calls on fourth down. Did you hear the Amon-Ra St. Brown hot mic moment?
No.
Oh, he's probably going to get a fine.
What'd he say?
I can't say it. I don't want to get a fine. I still can't say it.
What were the words?
Bad ones.
Oh my gosh, come on here.
Bad ones.
How bad?
I run this
MFer.
S.
Oh, I run this S.
N.
Oh, turn up.
Yeah.
Turn up. What
He was
it?
hot on that. It was like clear as day coming through that microphone.
Sometimes you got to let a naysayer know.
I watched a little bit of the Manning cast last night. It was my first Manning cast experience of the season because, frankly, sometimes I think the Manning cast distracts me from watching a football game. It's like a talk show with a football game on in the background, and sometimes I just want to watch the game. But last night, for the beginning portion, watched the Manning cast and was just curious how Daniel Jones was going to be as a guest because coming off of his destruction of the Titans over the weekend, and I saw somebody say, you cannot tell me that the Ravens and the Lions are playing the same brand of football, not brand of football, the same game of football that the Tennessee Titans had on display on Sunday. But Daniel Jones was one of the guests with Peyton and Eli. It was just interesting to see him. He seemed so comfortable. Seems to be in a better space than he was when he was in New York, but it was funny to hear him reflect with Eli. One of the stories he told was when he was a rookie back in, I believe it was 2019, but they had beaten Washington, and Eli Manning was there, and they played a game of Flip Cup, and he said in the moment he didn't understand how this 40-year-old man was beating him at Flip Cup. Like, it just didn't make sense to him, and they went back and rolled the tape, and Eli just cheated in Flip Cup the whole time, and he's like, oh. That's how he did it. And I was like, what an odd life experience that professional athletes have. Like 1 second, you're playing in college, the next second you're playing Flip Cup with Eli Manning after getting one of your few wins as the quarterback of the Giants.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m.